What is crack-a-lackin' YouTube? This is Genuine Child coming to you with my first video review. We're going to be taking a look at Sly Strike today, the third figure in the Warbotron series, following Airburst and Heavy Noisy. Now, of course, we're going to be taking a look here at the packaging, which you probably have seen before, but of course, we've got the Warbotron logo there on the front. And then on the back, we're looking at the torso piece of what will ultimately be a very nice poster once you put all 5 of the boxes on top of one another. I'll give you a still of the 3 that we've got going so far. The bot was, of course, in there just a while ago, and I took him out to mess around with him and get an idea for the figure before I started talking to you good folks. Packaging is just gorgeous. It's one of those that you don't want to just chuck away. And yes, they still cannot spell, but that is fine. We're getting used to it. Alright, enough of this nonsense. Let's take a look at the figure. We've got an excellent looking Humvee here. Let's just take a look at some of these details. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and take this right off of the tripod. And let's get in there. Let's see what we got. Really, really nice detailing. And there's a lot of paint apps that you're not seeing here that will become a little bit clearer in robot mode. Those windows are picked out nicely. Then you got over here, these tires are just pretty sweet, and let's pull back. This guy rolls very nicely. These wheels are just excellent. And I'm not going to take credit for this one, but if you detach them here, they will peg underneath there. And if you detach that, then you can get some nice turning wheel poses. Make it look like he's got a good drive shaft there. Alright. Let's go ahead and bring in another combiner. So from the TFC Uranos analog, or rather Superion analog, got the Firefly. That's how that's going to scale up. Clearly he's got a little bit more height and a very thick body. And the difference you're going to feel immediately is that Sly Strike has got a lot more weight to him. The plastic quality is just slightly better. I have had my hands on a Hercules, though I don't own one, and it's right on par with that. Here he is with his brothers that we've got so far in the series. And they're looking great together. So appropriately, Airburst is going to be longer. Heavy Noisy, about the same size in length and in width. And then, let's say for instance you don't own any of these guys yet, and you're sticking strictly to Takara and Hasbro. There he is with Masterpiece Soundwave. Getting into transformation here, of course the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove these weapons. He does come with this rifle that will plug in up top there. Let's get in nice and close on that. The detailing on this is okay. The first thing you're going to notice, of course, is the opaque purple plastic, which, if there was any kind of lighting on the inside of this gun, that laser lighting, then it would be interesting, but right now, even with a decent light shining through it, it doesn't do anything for me. We'll probably find out in later pieces why they went ahead and used that purple, but that's that guy. And he comes with this little pistol that also plugs in up top, and this is the only guy they end up using in his robot mode. As you will see later, the pegs, the peg holes for any of the other positions for the rifle just don't work, and when you fold out this to reveal the handle, I really feel that without shaving this down, you are going to break the thumb off of your not Swindle. Alright, let's transform this puppy. First thing you're going to want to do is fold up these side panels, and then they will also fold down here like so. Then you're going to want to give this a little wiggle, and you'll see how this pegs in just a second, but this is where you're going to want to be exceptionally careful, and you may even want to use some a screwdriver, a flathead. There you go. That's actually not bad. If you, let's go ahead and try that. There we go. Alright, so if you take a look at that tab, this is the most brittle piece on the entire figure, and it just plugs in right here on what will become the leg. So once you've got it there, I'm just going to fold that down, fold these around. You can split the legs. The feet will come down here like so, and then the nice heel, and then on the interior they've given you both this panel, which will complete the interior of the calf, and then on the back you fold this down and this will complete the calf, really filling it in nicely, and you're going to repeat that on the other side. You're going to unpeg these wheels, which I already did previously, to show that you can actually rotate them pretty freely for any angle of steering, rather than just having them plugged in there. And they will give a little bit of wiggle in the vehicle mode. And these arms are going to fold out from here. And just swing this wheel right around at the same time, and that'll plug in right there. You'll see a peg hole, peg. Get that in. Same thing over here. Fold this out, swing this around, peg in, and then you can see this already coming together on the upper torso. You just fold that right down until it clicks. Then you can bring the arms all the way down and the wheels back around, and you can pose those any way you want once you get it all together. This just flips right open, reveals the fist, which you pull out and then rotate. Same on the other side. Fist comes out,
and rotate. I don't know why, but when this came packaged, one arm was like this and the other was like that. That happens sometimes. Alright. Then come around to the back, grab the head, pull it around,
and that is a really, really, really nice face sculpt. It's the strongest point on Sly Strike, I'm gonna say. See how close we can get it? Now you can leave the chest like this if you want to. We're not gonna want to.
we're going to go ahead and finish up the backpack first though. Just bring these back in like so, fold these in like that, and then come around to the front, untab this, and then you can see that he's on a big, I've got two arms there that pull back, and then I just leave it, oh, there's also this little panel right here. You're going to go ahead and fold that up, and then I leave it like that, like so. Position the wheels as you want, and there we have Sly Strike in his robot mode.
And this character is super emotive. You can get him into pretty much any pose you want.
I like kind of the, I mean, he is the Swindle analog, so the, hey, what do you expect kind of pose. That is his shady character. But let's bring in the weapons. As I mentioned, putting this rifle into his hand is just proved too dangerous, and I'm not going to do it. I'm just not gonna. And I may shave it down. What I do instead is I will plug this into the back of my heavy noisy and use his cannon as his rifle, and the other piece is his shield. And then he still has the cannon sticking up out of the back to give him his G1 look. But I do really dig this rifle, which will plug in to his hand like so. You can get this, of course, into this hole, but it's not made for that. It's a screw hole that can be purposed for the shoulder cannon, but as you can see, it's barely in there, and you got to get that shoulder piece out of the way first. Now, in a lot of the pictures, we've seen that those wheels are always at awkward positions. They're never both in the same angle, and that's pretty much just because whoever has posed them is getting lazy. It's quite easy to make sure that both of the wheels are doing similar actions, because they are on these great swivels. As I mentioned, you can get him into some pretty serious poses.
Easily.
That heel really helps support him. The weight is evenly distributed, and yeah, all around just a solid figure, even from the back. He's looking alright.
Yeah, he's got a big backpack, but who doesn't these days? Who doesn't?
It's like they're all going camping.
Alright, let's get him with his brothers. Okay, so I've gotten all of the current Warbotron figures transformed and out there next to Sly Strike. As you can see, I've put his rifle onto Heavy Noisy, which works, because I mean, what have we got? We've got, you know, Swindle, who is constantly selling his gear and
shiz to other folk, and that's what I've done. I mean, they're a team, so he's going to be handing off stuff. Yeah, they all scale really nicely. You know, even though both Sly Strike and Heavy Noisy are going to form a leg, you can see that Heavy Noisy is a little bit taller, but Sly Strike is a little bit bulkier, and yeah, they scale really nicely together. And then, in case you're considering purchasing these figures and you want to know how they scale with other combiners, here he is with the Firefly analog transformed. Let's go ahead and put him next to Airburst as well, because I think that's probably a pretty solid size comparison. You're going to want to know how your jet formers per se would scale, and clearly this is a bigger set. It's probably going to tower over Uranos, but we won't know that for sure. Well, yes we do, we've seen the photos. I know I showed Soundwave in the robot mode, but we wouldn't be doing these folks justice if we didn't show their creator in there. So let's get MP11 going. So that's how they're going to scale with Starscream, and he's a little bit further back, so yeah, he's definitely quite a few heads taller than these guys, and that's fine. I mean, he's their commander, and that's how it should be. Bruticus will tower over Starscream. Little MP10 action for those who don't have any of the Seekers. So yeah, I'm feeling really good about the scale. I'm feeling really good about the quality. This figure is highly posable. Let's just take a look at some of the detailing here and the paint applications. Starting up at the legs, I mean, all of that mechanical detail that they've put in there on the shins, even looking at the Heavy Noisy, I take that back. They're both detailed pretty well and accurately. I don't have a G1 Bruticus, so I can't show you any of the color or decaling similarities. But not freaking bad. I mean, you've definitely got, let me just brighten it up a little bit. On the interior panel here, you've got some dark gray going, very nice silver vents going here in the front. It's a totally different silver here on the shoulders. All of the purple and brown match the tone of the G1. I don't have to have it to tell you that. You know, in the vehicle mode, we did have these nice taillights going. So they spent a lot of time just picking out color details here, and it's highly appreciated. And I probably didn't have that in the shot. So they've done some really nice work here. Sly Strike is definitely a must-have for any fan, period. You can buy them as a standalone. Just be really careful about those tabs on the side of the Humvee, that final panel that you're going to click in the reverse transformation, and the first thing that you'll pull out when you're going into robot mode. Other than that, this guy is a A+, so I definitely recommend you pick him up. I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store, and it arrived within 5 days after release. This has been Genuine Child. This has been my first review, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you with the next one, and really looking forward to completing this set. I hope you are too.